What is up guys, Jack here, and today for you I have my opinionated review of the Sony Xperia Z3. So I've been using this phone for around 2 weeks, and I do really like it. I just want to make this clear, this is my personal opinion, hence an opinionated review. It's not going to be any spec shouting or anything like that. I'll just be covering my personal opinion on it, sort of the things I've really enjoyed when using the phone. But yeah, so let's head straight in. So a quick size comparison, here is it compared to the iPhone 5S on the left and the iPad mini on the right. So it sort of sits in the middle. It's a nice-ish sort of size, but I found it was a tad too big, just in my opinion, a tad too big for a phone in my opinion. It's similar sort of width to both devices, and sort of nice enough to hold in the hand if it wasn't quite so big. In terms of build quality, it's very similar to the iPhone 4 and 4S. It's metal in the middle, sandwiched with glass each side. That's the best way you can put it, and the back is very, very prone to fingerprints, but it's a nice sort of build quality, very premium feeling. So sort of the biggest thing I've enjoyed using is Android on this, as it runs really, really well. And I've never been a massive fan of Android. I've tended to stick with iOS for the sort of my main driver, my main phone. But Android has run very well on this device. I really have liked sort of customizing it and sort of using it to the best of my ability on this device. I've had sort of widgets on the home screen and really tried to use this as much as I could, and I've really enjoyed using it. The Xperia Z3 handles Android absolutely fine. I've not had any lag at all. The only thing I suppose you could say this could be down to my internet though is applications such as Instagram have taken slightly longer to load, but they've loaded fine on the iPhone when trying at the similar sort of times. But that could just be down to my internet, a sort of a bad connection. But it runs really, really nicely, and definitely not really any trouble with lag or when running sort of system applications on the device. So the battery life on the Xperia Z3 is actually not too bad. I managed to get a day's usage of very in-depth usage, and a day and a half if I just used it sort of how I would normally use a phone, which is very, very good, and I'm very impressed with it. So you can easily get a day with not charging your phone and sort of charge it when you get to work the next day, if that's something you need to do, or if you need to go without charging your phone for a couple of days with some power saving, which is an option on the device. You can easily, I would say, go 2 days without charging this phone. So the camera is meant to be one of the biggest selling points about the Z3, but I've actually not found it that great. I mean, you can get some absolutely stunning shots if you take the time to set it up and get decent lighting, but anything low light I found is actually not really that good. When compared with the iPhone, I don't want to compare it too much with the iPhone, but that's the phone that I'm going to use to compare it with. The iPhone is really good at taking low light shots, but the general performance of the low light shots on the Z3 have been really, really disappointing. And a note, when using the 4K video recording, it actually says that your device may overheat, which didn't overheat for me, but it got very, very hot. I did try to add in some sort of the examples of the 4K video recording here, but they wouldn't transfer to my laptop, which was kind of annoying. But it's 4K video recording, so it's pretty self-explanatory. It's decent. There's some tests on YouTube, and they're fairly nice quality. But yeah, it's 4K video recording. Just don't use this as your main camera, because it's gonna get hot after about a minute of recording. Just bear that in mind if that's one of the reasons you're thinking of buying the Sony Xperia Z3. So sort of the last couple of features I want to just touch on here, and obviously as I said, this is an opinionated review. I'm not covering everything here, but is the front-facing speakers. They are very good. It's a nice experience to have. Do not even touch the HTC boom sound speakers or the front-facing speakers on the HTC One M8 and M7, but they're okay. I did find they're a bit tinny at some times when listening to music. They weren't very bass rich or anything like that, but definitely a step up from anything which has speakers on the sides of the device. So the last feature is sort of the dustproof and waterproofness of this device. I can't remember the exact technical name. I believe it's IP65 or something like that. I did cover it in the unboxing. It's a nice feature to have on this. However, I don't really see a device you're going to be using your phone sort of in a swimming pool or anything like that every single day. If you are, then you're very brave, but I wouldn't trust using it, although it's a feature that is in your device, and I suppose if anything did go wrong, you could take up a case with them. But yes, it's definitely a nice feature to have on the phone, and something which sets it apart from other phones on the market at the moment. But anyway, this has been my opinionated reviews, or opinions I suppose, on the Sony Xperia Z3. So as I said, this isn't such a review. It's more just my personal opinions whilst I've been using the phone, as I didn't really have I didn't really want to make a traditional review video as the phone's been out for quite a while now, so I wanted to just bring across a couple of my personal opinions, and definitely leave your comments down below if you're using this device of your opinions on the phone. But anyway, thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you next time.